Hi, this is Mr. Ward, and welcome to the Geometry Do Now video for week 28, day 1. And we have two questions to deal with here. We want to find what HJ is based on the information below. Well, this is HJ, and we've been told that GH is to HJ as 3 is to 4. So GH is to HJ as 3 is to 4. So there's a 3 to 4 relationship here. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that down. This is a 3 to 4 relationship. Now, we don't know what either of these are, but we do know that this whole length here is 56, which is what's going to give us the key. Because if we put this proportion together, we actually know that this is 3 to 4 to 7 for the whole. So we can actually use the whole for this. So what that tells us is that HJ, the portion of GJ that is HJ, is to the entire thing, which is 56, as the portion of the ratio is to the whole, 4 to 7. And now the product of the means equals the product of the extremes. And we can start solving this. So that means we got HJ is to 56 as 4 is 7. And now we've got the products of the means, the products of the extremes. So I'm going to say 7 times whatever HJ is going to equal 56 times 4. And you may be tempted to multiply 56 times 4, but don't do that yet, because HJ is going to equal 56 times 4 all over 7. And we can simplify that into, we can factor a 7 out of the 7 and factor a 7 out of the 56. So we end up with 8 left over from the 56 times 4, which never got factored out at all over 1, which is just 8 times 4, which is 32. And that's the answer, 32. All right, now, Theorem 57 says that if a line is parallel to one side of the triangle, so this line here is parallel to one side of the triangle, according to this statement, BE is parallel to CD, and intersects the other two sides, it divides them proportionally. We're going to use those ideas to work out what RP and OP are. So RP and OP, okay? So RP, we can deal with this parallelness. So RP will be to 8 as 3 is to 6. Okay, I'll make a note of that. So RP, whatever RP is, will be to 8, because this has been divided up proportionally, as 3 is to 6. And it should be fairly easy to mental math that RP has to be 4, but we can demonstrate it by getting the product of the means and the product of the extremes. And so when we say RP is to 8 as 3 is to 6, and we can say 6 times RP equals 8 times 3. And then we can divide both sides by 6. So RP is going to equal 8 times 3 all over 6. And that we can simplify. We can cancel, factor a 3 out here and a 3 out here. We also factor a 2 out of the remaining 2 and a 2 out of the 8. So we're going to end up with 4 over 1, which is just 4. And I already said this had to be 4 because this has got to be half of 8, since this is half of 6. Now, that's RP. Let's find OP. Now, OP, we're going to need to deal with the similarity of triangles. So KMR is similar to KOP. And the way we know that is K is congruent to itself, and angle KMR and KOP have to be congruent since these are parallel lines, and those will be corresponding angles. And I don't need to bother with the corresponding angles here because I've already got angle, angle, and angle, angle gets us angle, angle, angle because of the no choice theorem. So OP is going to be, OP is to 10, okay? OP is to 10 as 9 is to 6. Okay, so that's one way we could do it. We could use a different set of proportions as well, but I'm going to do that. So OP is going to be to 10. So OP is going to be bigger as 3 plus 6 is, so that's 9, is to 6. I could also have said 8 plus 4, 12 is to 8, and that would give me the same relationship. So product of the means equals the product of the extremes, and I can start solving. So we know OP is to 10 as 9 is to 6. So it's a 1.5 relationship or 3/2 relationship. But so it should be obvious probably at this point that OP is 15, but I'm going to go through the process. So 6 times OP is going to equal 9 times 10. And then that means OP is going to equal 9 times 10 all over 6. I can factor a 2 out of the 10 and a 3 out of the 9, making the 6 become a 1. And so that will end up leaving me with a 3 left over from the 9 and a 5 left over from the 10. That's all over 1 now. So that's just 15. And that's what I predicted that OP would be. All right, I hope that helped, and I will stop now.